Welcome back. We're back in the garage with the 67 Fastback. I want to do something a little different this week. We've been doing a lot of grinding and welding and fixing everything on the floor, getting that replaced, seat risers, the back brackets were the last thing that I did. And we're just about done with all of the messy work in here, saving grinding some welds. One thing I want to do though, in order to support for all of that work, all the way back, it's been, gosh, 9 or 10 months since it's been on these RV jacks, just to level everything out and keep it nice and level where it needs to be so I didn't get a twist. So one thing I want to do is get it back on its wheels and the wheel dollies here. You can see they're just holding the rear axle. I need to be able to move this car. It's been, like I said, better part of a year since I've been able to move it. What I want to do is get it on all 4 wheels and slide it over so I can clean back there. It's just so much time working without being able to reach everything. The clutter's building up. I've got things underneath the car that have just kind of wound up there and haven't moved since. So I want to basically clean up my workspace at the risk of having to change my channel name again. Okay, I went ahead and I got one of the leaf springs attached front and back. I'm going to wait to actually torque things down until the weight's on the car, just so everything's settled where it needs to be. But they're snug. The bolts are snug right now, just to hold everything in place. So yeah, right now the axle is held up with jack stands just up and out of the way. I've learned the hard way that that's definitely the easiest way to go about doing this. But what's going to be fun is doing this operation on the other side of the car, because I've only got maybe 18 inches over there, maybe a little less. So I won't be able to maneuver my jack stand and everything in as easily. So I'll figure it out. I'll find a way to squeeze back there and get this taken care of. Okay, I got both leaf springs on, and the axle right now is just sitting on the little notches on the leaf spring, so that's kind of encouraging. The entire time I had it supported and things underneath, so in case something came loose, this is both for the leaf spring and the axles, in case I missed something and or dropped anything, it wouldn't, pinch me or crush me. So just a little, takes 2 seconds to just put a jack stand under something so it'll fall on the jack stand instead of your hand or something like that. Okay, the weight is resting on the 4 RV jacks, and I have put the rear wheels on, and they are just above the ground with the floor jack just raising it up. So I think what I'm going to do, because those are kind of my safety points in the back, what I'm going to do is clean up under here on the front, raise the front ever so slightly, and put probably on the cross member or maybe underneath where the torque box and frame rail meet. I might put an actual jack stand on there and lower the rear of the car, and then do the same, put the front on wheels, just so everything's on all 4s, rubber on the ground. And then what I'll do is I'll raise it back up and put it on my wheel dolly so I can move things around. Okay, we're back on all 4s. That's pretty exciting. You know what else was exciting? When I put it down on the rear wheels, I definitely forgot something, and there's nothing stopping it from rolling. So as soon as I got it down, it started rolling backwards, and there were some choice words, and I quickly jacked it back up and got it onto the jack and put a piece of 2x4 under there. So just remember, if you don't have an emergency brake hooked up, or a transmission in park holding it, and you have a slanted floor, your car can roll back into your garage door. I like to take my time and go slowly and make sure I have everything lined up with the wheels centered on the wheel dollies. I'm amazed I haven't done this years ago. Used wheel dollies. It allows you to move the car around the shop so much easier, and so you can rotate it, move it around, so you can access multiple sides of the car. the set of dollies I got, I think I grabbed them on Amazon. They weren't top of the line by any means, but they get the job done, and they do have locking wheels. So I don't need to worry about the car rolling on the slight gradual incline or decline I have to the back of the garage. I'm using my floor jack in the rear. I have it underneath the differential just to pick up the rear end of the car and put it down onto the wheel dollies. On the front, I'm using, obviously there's no engine in there, but I'm using the cross member underneath the engine as my lift point, and that seems to work really well. And so just, yeah, gently lowering the car down onto the dollies, and now I can move it around. Okay, I scooted the Mustang over, and I mean, it's dirty, but it's not as bad as it could be. There's a couple of tools that I'm uncovering, some hardware, some other things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sweep this up and pick out everything valuable and make things a little clean. I'll probably vacuum along the baseboard, if you will, there. Maybe get rid of some of this cardboard too. Just generally cleaning up. Okay, I'm gonna nerd out for a second. I put one of my magnets inside of a bag just to see if I could pick up any hardware or anything. It turns out that the dust itself is ferrous, because basically this is all grinding debris and whatnot. So two things. First off, this is exactly why I wear a respirator even when I'm just grinding. I don't want to be breathing all of this steel dust and whatever was on the, whatever came off the grinder. Second off, I'm going to nerd out for a second, but look at this. You can really clearly visualize the magnetic field lines. How cool is that? Check that out. Okay, it might not look like much, but this is much better than what it was. You can obviously see some oil stains. Pretty sure that's from the rear differential. Everything I did disconnecting the engine and all the oil spots I missed. But hey, it's a lot cleaner, and I was able to salvage a few things from it. I've been wondering where this metal gauge went. A couple of clips, some hardware. Yeah, not a bad haul. And anyone who is paying really good attention will know that I've got my GT hood on top of the car here, but also I have an extra hood here stashed. And this actually came from the previous owner. I have a plan for this hood. Originally the thought, I think his thought was, because this has so much damage, to either move the GT cutouts to the new hood or maybe put a scoop on the new hood. But if you look closely, there's a lot of Bondo. I don't know how bad that is, and that might be able to just be straightened out and fixed with a little bit of metal work. But my thought is, with this new hood, maybe design a hood scoop for it, a steel hood scoop, and weld it in. I don't know. We're a long way away from that, so we'll see. We'll see which direction I go. Okay, not a ton of progress, really just moving things around and cleaning, but this feels so much better having it back on all fours. Obviously, there are still things I need to do, so eventually it's going to get back off of its wheels and dollies, but now I can move it around. I can access things behind there. I have a lot more flexibility. So I can actually get behind on the other side and weld up some things that still need to be done. I just didn't really have good access. One thing I've been saving, I tend to save all the metal I cut out until I know I'm not going to need it anymore. And I've actually been chatting with a local guy. He's working on his 67 coupe and has some parts on the floor. So originally, I mean, for me, I replaced the whole floor. This is just scrap metal. But he was saying that he needs some of the sections he's going to use some of them to put in his car. And hey, I'd much rather it get put into a car and put to good use. It's good steel. Not all of this was rusted out. It was really just kind of pinholes and everything along here, and a full floor was easier. So, you know, before you throw this stuff away, ask around. There's local groups everywhere, I'm sure. See if anyone needs it. And I also wanted to mention my channel hit a fun little milestone with 500 subscribers. So if you're one of those, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated, and thanks for coming on this weird journey with me. If you're still with me, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you soon.